That's a cool name for a podcast, Brick by Brick. You know what I'm saying? That's a good name for a podcast. That's actually brilliant. And I know you didn't come up with the idea based off the ideas that you said earlier today.
Because I'm the brick.
That was chat GPT.
I'm the brick.
Sure.
It only makes
That was
sense.
that was chat GPT 100%.
Brick by brick.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Brick by Brick, the community podcast where we build community one conversation at a time, brick by brick. Today, I have a very special show. I have some amazing guests. First, Gabe Green, UFC fighter, talented father, talented everything.
Just keep it coming.
Just
bro.
an amazing human being
Thank you.
all around.
You know what is amazing is just that intro, dude. It was very like nostalgia, you know.
Yeah.
Like I was like, oh, dude, it's like a 90s sitcom's about to start right now. I was ready for it.
I made that song with AI.
Did you really?
I did.
Dude, AI is so. I just wrote a kid's book. Wrote two of them.
Oh, yeah?
Because I had the surgery on Wednesday, so I had a bunch of free time. The amount of time I spend training, if you just remove training from it, my life it's just I have actual hours in the day to do stuff. So I wrote two kids books. I'm like Dr. Seuss.
Yeah.
And
Is it a rhyming book?
dude, yeah, it rhymes. And I can't draw I can bars, right? But
Yeah.
I can't draw for nothing. So I was just like, one of my friends was like, why don't you use an AI image thingamajiggy to make your
That's
books,
the way to go.
illustrations. And it was a little annoying because talking to AI is an art in itself. And
prompting.
yeah,
It's hard.
they kept on switching and things were not being cohesive. But then one of my other friends, John, John from the gym, Conway, he said to use this other app, and I guess you can use it more for like stories, and it'll keep characters the same. And once I got that involved, I was like, oh, it's pretty solid.
It's taken AI a while to get there, but the stable character thing, like it's finally gotten.
Yeah.
It's good. I made like an anime little sketch show with my girls. Dude, it's so much fun, man.
No, yeah, it's cool to just when you have this idea in your head, and like, I mean, that's what the AI is good for, right? Like, if you have it here, but you don't know how to make it go there, there's things like, I can do it for you.
Mm-hmm.
Just tell me what to do.
Oh, dude, it's just a tool.
Yeah.
So I was talking to somebody, and they were saying, "Oh, I made this, but I actually AI made it." I had to stop them. Like, no, you made it.
You told me what to do. Yeah.
AI is a tool. You know, it's a hammer. Like, it still has to come from your brain.
The
Like
paintbrush, man. You're still Picasso,
yeah,
man.
you're still Picasso.
You told him what to do.
So today's very awesome show. We also have Rampage Jackson, who's going to be on in just a minute. MMA legend. I mean, I've been watching that guy forever since back in the
Mr.
Pride
Page
days.
himself, huh?
Yep.
Mr.
Well, we'll
Page.
see. I don't know. We'll see if he calls in. I think he will.
Yeah, who knows?
Did you send that? Did you send the link, Dinko? Yeah. What did he send back? Like a middle finger emoji or something? No.
Just go on his live, man. He's probably live on Kick right
He
now.
was live. He was live like 30 minutes ago.
Yeah, some people are.
Dude,
It's
it's
like it's like a reality
crazy.
show now, dude. It's just 24/7.
It's nuts.
just like
I've been
alive.
watching his, and like, dude, like it's like everything they do. I
haven't watched it at all, but
Yeah.
I've heard his, because I guess there's no like, you can't get kicked off the app for obscenities and like just being crazy. So people just like they just
go for it.
Yeah, abuse the freedom of speech a little bit. You know, they just go for it for sure.
Yeah, it seems like a non-apologetic platform.
Yeah,
Kick.
and I mean, it must be doing good.
Dude,
There are a lot of people who like to say stuff with no regard whatsoever.
I mean, it keeps it interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like sometimes it almost, especially if you have something that's like a bunch of people are on it and they don't care what's going to happen, there's almost like this mob mentality that forms behind it, and you might do something that normally you wouldn't have done.
Yeah, no, it seems like a dangerous place, to be honest. Like, I mean, I just don't, I live the dad life. So like anything outside of going to work, coming home and playing with the kids is kind of like, oh my goodness, this is what you do in your free time. Like, So just looking at different live streams.
I am right there with you, dude.
Yeah.
Just kids. And I mean, like, just recently I have a little bit of extra free time, and I'm just like, wow.
Anybody instead of like going out, you're
I'm writing kids books. I'm Dr. Seuss #2.
What is the name of the book?
I can't just throw it out there. He's dropping secrets, man.
I made it anyway, bro.
Well, first of all, I wrote all the rhymes. All right, chill. They just did
all
the
Of
pictures.
a sudden,
they just did the pictures, and you just said, "I'm the artist."
I know.
Right? It's just the tool. Hey,
Rampage Jackson, man, thanks for being here.
Hey, how you doing? I got to smile bright and open my eyes wide so y'all can see me. It's dark in here.
What's up, man? Where you going?
Well, I'm about to go get something to eat. I'm actually live on my stream right now doing this podcast, and I'm sorry. I forgot all about it. I guess maybe my assistant probably told me, but I was doing some activities on my stream that I really don't want to talk about right now because I got hurt. I fell a couple of times, but I'm doing it. We live on my stream right now.
You hurt? You fell?
Yeah, I fell a couple times.
Yeah, you can end up looking like Gabe over here, wearing some hardware.
Some slanged up a little bit.
What was Gabe? Is Gabe injured over there?
He just had shoulder surgery.
I had to take care of it, you know.
Oh man, you gotta get some stem cells. Holla at BioAccelerator in Colombia, brother. They changed my life.
Really?
Stem cells?
Yeah, man. It's like stem cells, bro. You gotta go out of America though. You can't do it here in America. You gotta get out of the country.
Yeah, people go down to Mexico for that now, yeah.
I think that
I guess so. Yeah, some people go to Mexico, but I'm saying it you guys cutting in and out, so if y'all talking, I can't hear you. I know some people go to Mexico, but I'm not gonna say anything bad about that because I never done any procedures in Mexico. But once I went to Colombia, I don't want to go anywhere else and do it.
Yeah.
What else are you doing in Colombia, Rampage?
Hey, come on now. You know I'm a young man, so in Colombia, I look at all the tortas walking around there, and I go to the nice restaurants. Nice tortas.
I was just telling Gabe how we're gonna keep it family friendly and keep everything on track. He's like, okay, I'm gonna be super nice right now.
Yeah, hey, come on now. You guys did commentation with me at the last show. Y'all know how I can get. Now I forget to be politically correct, and I forget to get a PG sometimes. So I owe you guys an apology. The last Rampage Combat, I commentated with you guys. You guys are great, but I was commentating for my kick stream, and I wasn't thinking about the MMA fans and the families of the people fighting and stuff like that. And Coach McKee reprimanded me, you know what I'm saying, got on me. So I would love if you guys would come and commentate with me next time, and I would give you my word. I'll be on my best behavior. But can y'all please remind me right before we go live to be on my best behavior?
Yeah, we can do that. We can do that.
We'll have a little team huddle first.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys gonna help me commentate again?
Yeah, we'll be there.
Yeah,
Yep.
All right. So as of now, it just be us three. I won't have my cousin. The last one, like it was our first show, and other people was telling stuff and this that. But you know, I do that live for my stream, and I feel kind of selfish because honestly, I put on the MMA league just for my kick family, Team Rampage. I put that fight on just for them because I look up to this younger streamer named Aiden Ross, and he got his own thing going called Brand Risk, and his is, I ain't gonna lie, his is sick. I like it because they be risking their brand. MMA is a little bit different. I wish we could have some people that would, you know, influencers and stuff like that, but MMA is a little bit different, right? So we don't have that. So I'm extending my apology a little bit longer. I was just in a different mindset for my show because I liked the way he did it. And over there, I commentate over there, and you can say whatever you want. Matter of fact, I said some stuff so bad, one of the fighters came all the way to California just to spar me because I was talking so much crap about him.
Wow.
That's not even a smart move.
I know.
I'm so mad. I'm gonna go get you. And
gotta get a plane. How many logistics go into that? I gotta pack. I kind of like that's
just to get whooped, man. That's a crazy. That's something to get him really pissed off.
Well, he probably felt like he had a good chance because he's like 377 pounds and he's real fast for his weight. I don't know how he do it. The boy carry his weight well. He moves quick. He's actually probably faster than me.
So did you end up sparring him or no?
Yeah, I sparred. I went 3 rounds. With him, and we streamed it. It was live on stream. His name is Cheese Boobs.
Cheese Boobs.
Solid name.
solid name, solid fighter, solid names. He's undefeated in brand risk. So, you know,
I mean, dude,
like I said, I probably, huh?
I think the first event went really well. I mean, anytime you have an inaugural event, it's going to be a lot going on. And I know when you're in the role that you're in, you're handling 20 different things at the same time. But Rampage Combat 2 is coming up November 15th. How do you feel about it?
Oh, I feel real good about this one because the first one, even though that was the first show, it actually went very smooth. I think that we could have had better audio in the beginning, but I think they worked on that. They got they added like audio people to the production, and I think it went real smooth. But I'm gonna let you guys on a little secret. Things didn't go according to everything to my vision. I want a Rampage comeback to be kind of like Pride. That's why I don't know if you guys noticed that entrance song and stuff like that we had. Like I had the same guy who made the Pride song, like the doom 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 doom. I hired the same people that made that song to make the Rampage comeback song. That's why we had all the fighters walk out and stuff like that. That venue wasn't built for it, and we had like the pyro and stuff like that. And I wanted a ring. I wanted a ring, and when I first even before I knew about brand risk, when I first decided I was going to do my own show, which is like a year or so ago, I heard rumors that they was changing like the rules a little bit to be more like Pride. I wanted like a yellow card, bring back the energy of Pride, right? Pride FC. That's what I wanted, but my business partner, he don't really want me to talk about him that much, helping me out with it. He was like, oh, the fighters don't want to fight in the ring. Everybody want to fight in the cage. Nobody want to fight in the ring no more. Stuff like this. So I listen to him because he's more involved in MMA than I am. But that's my dream kind of flushed down the toilet of bringing back the essence, the energy of Pride and what it stood for. Because that's where I got my big break. And what I'm saying, I miss Pride FC.
I got type. Man, I think I mentioned it to you when we were on the, the last show. I was like, oh, I got to talk to you about something in private. And you're like, yeah, save it for that. It's a good business idea. And I should talk to you about it sometime, man. It's
Man, you get my number from Bricked Up over there,
it
and you know what I'm saying. And
if you
text
love
me.
if you love Pride, man, I want to make my own. It's basically gonna be it wouldn't be MMA. It'd be its own.
Don't. Hey, you live on my stream too. Be careful what you say. I'm telling
Yeah,
you.
it's gonna be its own combat sport.
How is it that
it's gonna take off? I swear it'll take off. Man.
Rampage,
I
like
swear.
2 minutes ago, I just asked him he just wrote a kid's book.
I
And
did
asked
just
him
write a
what
kid's book.
I asked him what the title of it was. He said, oh, I can't say that on the podcast. Someone's going to steal my idea. And now he's giving up his whole idea.
Well, I'm not giving up the
What the
idea.
hell?
Yeah,
I want to come
yeah.
up with my own combat sport.
I hear you. I hear you.
It's the same thing as saying I just wrote a book.
It's kind of, at least
Hey, I'm down. Hey, you know what? Get my number after this and text me because bro, I'm down. I'm down to do that because I'm down to do some other totally different shows because my business partner one of the best like low level promoters in Southern California. He's like a real solid dude, very business minded, and he's very serious. So I think that I need to do like my own little separate show on the side that's not so MMA based. So I'm interested to hearing and see what you got going on.
Yeah, for sure. I'll get the number and we'll chop it up for sure.
So for
All right.
this show coming up, what do you what's like one adjustment you think you're gonna make for Rampage Combat 2, and what are you looking forward to with the show coming up?
Well, I just want to keep growing it and keep giving the fans like exciting fights. And I think that one adjustment is that I'm probably going to give like bigger bonuses for like knockout of the night, submission of the night, and submission of the night. I gave them the cheapest bonus because I don't really want to see no submissions, but that's just me. And fight of the night. You know what I'm saying? So I want to do that to make the fighters fight hard, and I just want to have a meeting with them, let them know, like, look, this is your amateur record. No one likes to lose, but don't be so afraid to put it all out there on the line because at the end of the day, this record is not going to follow you when you go pro. And I want hotter ring girls. I'm sorry, but I'm more like entertainment based. I like entertaining people, so I want hotter ring girls. The other ring girls we had, it was kind of mid, but we want some hotter ones, and I think that it's everything else was really good. The matchmaking was great. The commentating and stuff was you guys did a great job. I was happy with everything for the most part.
Yeah, this might be a dumb idea, but let's hear it out. What about bonus for draw of the night? Like, think about it. It actually makes people want to be like more match competitive. Just saying, maybe that's a thing. Maybe in your
Brick, that's a terrible idea, and I'm gonna tell you something. If I want any more of your ideas, I give them to you. Don't be telling me no whack ass idea. Don't tell me no whack ass. The draw of the night, really?
Draw of the night.
If it's a really good fight, it would just be fight of the night.
It would, but well, that's true. I guess that's a good point.
There's no need for a draw of the night,
Yeah.
I mean, he's throwing
No
out
draw tonight.
well.
You should be banned from giving ideas for the rest of your career.
I'll run my ideas through AI next time.
Yeah. That probably be better.
So tickets can be purchased on Purple Pass for the November 15th fight card. There's 3 title fights on the card. This is gonna be a stacked card. I know us 3 are gonna be there, and it's gonna be a great night. Rampage, let me ask, what made you want to do this in the first place?
What made you want to do wrestling? I mean, the fighting.
To have your own combat, to start Rampage Combat.
Wait, well, do you not listen to me? Did I just tell you I wanted to bring back the essence of Pride FC?
Okay.
Pride never dies, brother. Pride never dies. I want to bring back the essence of pride. Think about this. What if I really had it in the ring with giving yellow cards? We announce the fighters like they used to, and we do a lot of stuff like Pride and stuff like that. And then I get the old Pride fighters to come back and interview them during the fights and be in the crowd, and people can meet the fighters, which made a lot of the hardcore, diehard MMA fans fall in love with this sport. Think about I brought the old Pride legends back, and they come and visit me at my show. Think about that. Just think about that.
So, can I throw out another idea?
Hell no.
All right, well, just hear it out. So when I think of Pride, and I think Pride is the best era of MMA ever. I've been watching since I was just a wee buck, but the lady who would do the Asian lady who would do the scream.
Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about, and I wanted her to come to do it, but unfortunately, when I was talking to her, like her and I, we still good friends, but her husband is like fighting cancer and stuff right now, and she lives in Japan.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So I was going to try to get like a Japanese guy or somebody that can do it, because you can never duplicate that lady. But yeah, her husband is fighting cancer. Yeah, bro, we on the same page. We on the same page with that one. Like, you can't try to steal my idea on that, bro. I was trying to bring back the essence of Pride, bro. That's what I was trying. So, but now we got the cage. It's Rampage Combat. You know, we don't have the essence of Pride. That don't mean I'm going to give up on it. Like, somebody else can steal my idea and stuff like that, but would they do it like me? No.
No, Pride was definitely the best era. There's her. I think that's iconic. But also when they used to walk you guys out onto the stage and have you guys stand shoulder to shoulder like that. I think best build up. Like, UFC misses that. You only see them when you guys first walk out.
Yeah.
But when you're standing up there side by side, it was just like, oh man, it's gonna happen.
So let me tell y'all the difference between Pride FC and UFC. Pride FC was more entertainment based, and UFC is more who's the best fighter, right? So in Pride FC, our contracts was like, we don't care if you win or lose, we just want an exciting fight. When I signed a contract with the UFC, and the contract was saying, you lose 2 in a row, we have the option to cut you. So that gives you 2 different types of fights. So some people will fight not to lose, because that's our living. That's how we make our money. That's how we pay our bills. That's how we feed our kids. And when you fighting, thinking like, oh man, I got to win this fight no matter what, or I can lose everything, you fight different. But when you in an organization and you fighting just to have fun and to entertain the fans, like, I'm gonna fight hard. I'm gonna just be exciting and get the most exciting fight I can give, so I can solidify my job here. So Pride didn't care if you look at Gary Goodrich. You know what I'm saying? He was a gatekeeper of Pride FC. He won some, he lost some, but he was always entertaining. He always fought hard.
What about
But that's a bad example because he got brain damage now. But that's my brother. No, that's bad. That was a bad example. I love Gary Goodrich. But he didn't get brain damage. So he went over to K1 though. He didn't get brain damage. He went to K1. But Gary Goodrich is the reason why I was so entertaining in Pride because he taught me when I came in and I fought Sakuraba and I was really down. It was like a short notice fight. And I was down on myself and I slammed Sakuraba over and over and I did everything so I could win and everything. And I was like, man, I don't know if they're gonna have me back. I lost. And he said, no, man, Pride is different, brother. Pride FC is different. He was like, they don't care if you win or lose here. Just remember, you know what I'm saying? It's entertainment. Be entertainment. Be entertaining and come out here and have fun and put on a good fight.
Oh, we leave.
I think we just lost, right? Oh, there you are.
No. Somebody, I didn't turn my thing. Somebody calling me, so I got to put. Yeah, my cousin called me. Yeah.
When you have to worry about like making, because I think the average like lifespan of a UFC fighter is like 2.5 fights or something like that. Like or
mine was one.
One or it might be the average lifespan might be I think it's like two fights and then like 1.5 years and then they're out. It's a hard business to be in for sure. And like and then when you lose, you get half your check taken away. Usually, you get your show up money and then your win bonus, which is the same thing as your
not me, brother. I never liked that. I think if I lost and I got beat up, I felt like I should have got paid more. So my fight contracts was always since I left King in the Cage. I was like, no. This is when I fight. This is what I get paid. But yeah, a lot of people do those contracts, and I just don't agree with that. I once I left King in the Cage, I didn't do no show and win. I didn't do that. Oh well, hold on. Let me stop lying. I think when let me stop. Let me think. Nope. I didn't do it. I remember they were trying to get me because the UFC bought my contract. They bought the WFA to get my contract, and that was in my contract. Yeah, my contract was never like that in the UFC. Hey, for real talk, y'all got an ugly picture saved on this thing. Y'all captured me ugly on there. I look like a Sasquatch. Y'all need to change that because I'm really self conscious because my chat be trolling me and stuff all the time. They be cooking me. Y'all need to change that picture.
Which picture?
Well, I don't know what I'm looking at over here. I'm looking at myself. I can't see y'all. I see some dude that look like he probably Mexican or Filipino with a mic in his face with a great. Nah, that's one. I don't know.
That's my producer Dinko. He's very sensitive. He didn't know he was on camera. He said he was gonna. He said I don't want to be on camera because Rampage is gonna make fun of me. And I was like,
I'm not gonna make fun of me. I'm not gonna make fun of him.
I was like, don't worry, you're not on camera. But I forgot that is because he's on the other side of the room. So
now I can see y'all. Y'all need to change my face. I don't know how y'all mess up. I didn't want to say nothing because I got to be honest. I'm still live on stream and I forgot bro. I spaced this whole thing, and so let's wrap it up with a couple more questions, guys. I apologize.
I think you see that. Don't you see the screen we see, right?
I see y'all. No, I see my ugly face down here, and What if I turn my camera sideways? I gotta tell you, I got this new phone and I don't know how to work it.
Got a flip phone.
Yeah, I got a new phone. All right, let's go. I got a new phone.
So November 15th, Purple Pass. Everybody should come out to see Rampage Combat 2 at Leonardo's nightclub. We'll be at the commentating booth, having a good time. 3 title fights, amazing fights all around. I looked at the card; it's gonna look great.
Maybe 4. We're working on another one right now, actually.
Oh yeah,
so maybe.
All right. Rampage, man, thank you for coming on the Brick by Brick podcast. Dude, Gabe, what do you got?
Got
another business idea for him?
Yeah.
Yeah, like we'll talk about that.
We'll chop it up. We'll chop it up soon. Hey, that's a cool name for a podcast, Brick by Brick. You know what I'm saying? That's a good name for a podcast. That's actually brilliant. I know you didn't come up with the idea based off the ideas that you said earlier today.
I'm the brick.
That was Chat GPT.
I'm the
sure.
brick. It only made sense.
That was Chat GPT 100%.
So this podcast, because on my other hat, I'm a elected official in the area. I'm a school board member. So I this podcast is usually with students in mind in the area. So I do have a question for you. What's one thing that you wish you knew in high school that you want younger males in particular to know? Like real.
Yeah. What's real? One. Well, I'm gonna be honest with you, brother. You might not agree with what I say about
Okay.
education because I'm just gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it 100. You're not gonna. You might. A lot of, I don't have popular opinions, but I wish. I would have known how unnecessary college is. I'm sorry. You don't need college to be successful in this world. You know what I'm saying? A lot of education. You should do your own research on a lot of stuff. I think some educations they just go by a certain curriculum, and like they should have been teaching us how to balance checks. They should have been teaching us about taxes, and they should have been teaching us about our credit and how to keep our credit score up and stuff like that. Like
What it,
I'm not no mathematician, but I ain't never used no algebra and what arithmetic and all that type of stuff. And I told my fourth grade teacher that there was going to be a calculator that could spell for me. So I think that teachers shouldn't treat students differently because they learn different. Because I was dumb in school. I mean, I wasn't the smartest person in school, but I knew it was going to be some technology that could spell for me. And because they got calculators that did math for you, why wouldn't they have calculators that spelled for you? I told the teacher that, and she called me a dummy, and I was going to never be successful. And where are you now, Miss Bumpers? Where are you now, Miss Bumpers? Where are you? Look at me.
I
I,
can
I,
dig
I can spell on my phone. I can talk to my phone, and my phone can spell for me. I was right, Miss Bumpers, and I hope you see a living, and I hope this get to you, and I hope I see. I wish you well. And she said, "Boy, I shake the snot out of you." And I thought she was joking, and she did. Miss Bumpers shook the snot out of me because I didn't want to learn how to spell because I knew it was gonna be something spell for me.
I, you should have patented that. Is what you should
yeah,
have done.
you
He's
shoulda-
like, all right, hear me
you
out.
kind of
The
came up with it.
spelling calculate. You invented spell check. Yeah, that was you.
I I knew. I'm sure I wasn't the only person that knew that. Come on, listen, bro. That's common sense. That's common sense. They got a calculator to do your math. Why wouldn't they have a calculator that can do your spelling?
I'm
It's
just saying.
common sense.
And it came around, but you was talking about it when you was in fourth grade. You said so, like,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's true story. Everything I told y'all, true story. And I think college, like in America, it's too expensive. It's too expensive. It puts you in debt. Other countries, I travel with other countries. A lot of people go to college for free. Why wouldn't you want your American workforce to get free education so they can be better? Like, why is schools teaching everybody to be employees instead of being entrepreneurs? I know everybody can't be entrepreneurs, but it should be more stuff like that. There's a lot of stuff in school that we don't have to learn. How come a lot of schools look like prisons? Why? See, I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I have a love hate with school. We need school to raise our youth and stuff like that. But a lot of stuff I just don't agree with. I wish education would do a little bit better, especially in the communities from people that look like me. You understand?
Mm-hmm. The district I serve, it's about 70% Hispanic and like 15% black, and then I think 12% white. So even in our area, like you don't have to go to like certain pockets of LA to see that type of demographic anymore. And that's actually one of the reasons I got involved is the stuff you're saying. Like I went to college,
Yeah.
I don't needed to. I can't think of a thing I learned in college. Everything I learned my own. But I'm a board member for K through 12, and I always
Yeah.
reach out, especially like our athletes and our CTE people doing like career training, and I always just try
Whoa,
to get
whoa, 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 whoa. You talk about my CTE?
DTE
no
train.
different CTE, career technical education.
Oh, okay, okay. I'm sorry to cut you off. My bad. I'm getting offended for
I
nothing.
heard that.
Cool,
Yeah.
man. Sorry, gotta
All right.
read the
Uh,
room.
yeah, read the room. But I'm gonna see you guys Saturday. I'm sorry I had to cut this podcast short, but
No, all
yeah,
good.
I gotta go. I'm a streamer now, and I apologize. That comes first. I love streaming, and it comes first. And I'm having big fun doing. I'm a big kid now again. I'm reliving my childhood stuff I couldn't do when I was a kid. Now I'm doing it now. So I have to apologize. But I tell you what though, I owe you another podcast in person because
Done.
I got. But you just can't you just can't let me forget about it. So I owe you one in person.
Cool. Rampage, thank you, man. Appreciate it. Sorry about that, Dinko. I didn't know he was gonna be able to see you. I hope you're okay. Are you okay, Dinko?
I feel like he wasn't like saying anything mean. He was just
I know, but Dinko's very sensitive, so I just want to. He said he would only do this if he was not on camera, but he was on camera with because
like
he's a Rampage fan. So he was just shy.
Well, why wouldn't you want him to see you if you're a fan, man? You should have been waving at him. You know?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. Man. I saw a clip of him because he's streaming a lot, and so like it just pops up on my feed and stuff. I saw, and he was talking about the Orthos, I think, earlier today too, or maybe it was from earlier or something. But yeah, man, who knows? But you know, I think he's hit the nail on the head on that. I think that school is a little bit not extremely necessary for like not for all people. Like
it's a broad thing. Like school, like we talking kindergarten, is that necessary?
I mean,
Then we go to first grade, second. At what age, so I think he was talking more about college.
For sure.
But I would say even in high school, what he was talking about, I've been talking about for a long time, and it's so hard to like break through because it's so common sense. We should be teaching kids about balancing checkbooks, interest rates, how to manage credit,
teaching them how to be an adult,
how to buy a home, like what they need to do.
For sure.
Digital citizenship, how to behave online so they don't screw themselves later on.
Even little things like change a tire, dude.
Right.
Just like I was. Actually, the last time I hurt my shoulder, right, and I had to take a break from fighting, I started working for a company, and I was doing the one time I ever used my degree in economics, right? So I was working for a company. I was having them do all like with their books and making sure that they were never out of stuff and all that, and handling their orders and whatnot. And one of the guys there, he got a flat tire on the way he was coming in. I'm like, bro, why don't you just like change it? And he's like, I don't know how to change a tire. And I'm like, how old are you? And I was like 24, 25 at the time, and he was like 31. And I'm like, dude, no one thought you had to change a tire. So I was like, all right, let's go. And we walked outside. We changed the tire.
I mean, in his defense, I think if you grew up in the 80s and 90s, you didn't think we would still have tires right now.
Hoverboards, No, you're right. That's not all right.
I mean,
maybe that was the thing. No, but it's just there's so many things that we don't teach kids in school that they should be getting taught in school.
Yeah.
And then I used to have a conversation with my mom because she was so big on me going to college when I was and I mean I did, right? But while I was in school, she was like, "You gotta go to college. Like that's what you gotta do." And I was like, "For what?" She's like, "No one's gonna hire you." And I would always say, I'll hire myself, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, that's what it is. I think if you are going to go like the entrepreneur route or, if you're going to just own a business and do something like that, you don't necessarily got to go to college because, but I mean, the good thing about college more than anything in that aspect is just the networks. Cause like building people who you know. And that's what you should be going for that. Like if you're a business major, you're not necessarily going to, cause you're going to learn way more running your business than you would from like business theory, from a book.
Well, I stared at my degree in my office when I had the gym. It was just an expensive piece of paper sitting on
for sure.
But I did none of the engaging and networking and stuff in college, and I probably should have because I was going for poli-sci. But I was so busy running the business that I just really couldn't. But really, I mean, all they did was like get me to read some books that I think were really beneficial. But you can learn so much just on your own. College is way overpriced. And honestly, it's all about like each person is so different. Everybody learns differently. It really just depends on what it is that you want to do. That's why I think in high school and in grade school, it's about exposing kids to a bunch of things to see what they're going to be passionate about because that's what they're going to do well in.
No, yeah, I always wanted to. It's like a dream of mine to eventually start a nonprofit, and then gonna sprinkle in some some religion because I'm a big old Christian, but also teach kids a little bit of martial arts because I'm all about that too. But because it teaches so many good things to kids that they need to know, like just life lessons as that just goes good with anybody as they become an adult. But it just exposed kids to career paths that exist because when you're a kid, like you would think that when you're in school you'd be getting exposed to all these because in the world there's so many different jobs, so many different job opportunities, and you like know none of them. When you're a kid, you know about like being a firefighter, a police officer, a doctor, astronaut. A lawyer, astronaut, and like professional athlete and like actor, and then like that's like you don't think about other jobs like adult. Maybe though you're exposed to the one that your parents do, or teacher, but it's like there's like less than 10 jobs that you know of, and then that's like what you're thinking about as you go through school. You're not learning about other jobs whatsoever, and I wanted to be a big part of bringing people in and just exposing kids to different things so that I guess that's part of the like going and doing electives when you're in school, so you can kind of feel what you're into. But even then, you're just like, okay, so I like art, but with art, there's so many different jobs that have to do with art that you don't even know exist.
So that speaks to like project-based learning, where like if you say running a podcast, right? We don't really think about it because it's just like a thing. It's a project, but there's camera operator, there's the technician, there's lighting, there's gaffing,
so
there's
many
set
moving parts,
design, there's marketing, there's all these things. So it's like putting kids in a position where they have to kind of learn it all in order for the project to work. But just like with college and like electives, when people have, I struggled with it too. When I wanted to switch my major from music to I think criminal law, like I felt so guilty, like, oh man, I already took these classes, now I'm going to switch. No. But now when I look back, I'm like, that was the whole point. I felt guilty for no reason. I think people should change their major as many times as they can.
When I was in college, I was pre-med at first because like I was telling my mom, I was like, I'm not going to go to college because I'm going to get hired by someone. And she was like, well, go to college. I was like, well, I'm going to go use something where I'll make sure that it's useful. Having a medical degree is a good way to get hired by someone, right? Yeah. So I was like, all right, so I'll be a doctor, and then that'll like make it worth it in my mind, at least, right? But then I started fighting, and I was like, dude, I'm out of here. I want to fight. I want to focus. Yeah. No, hopefully I just saw one the other day, but hopefully I make more people see doctors than I have to see. But
that's true.
While I was there, I walked up to my counselor, and I just asked her what was my quickest way out with the electives I've taken, and she was like, that's a very weird question. And I'm like, but like I don't want to be here anymore, and I just want to get out. And she was just like, economics, and I was all, perfect, let's switch to that one.
Nice.
And but
we have to pass algebra for that now.
That's
the number one.
I am so good at math. It's crazy.
Oh, really?
I'm like, I was talking
3 times, bro.
Dude, really?
Algebra.
Dude, I am numbers, and I mean that's why she was looking at me crazy, because she was like, economics, like that's like hard, and I'm like, it's just math but with words. And she was just like, huh? And that's how it makes sense in my head. But it's very math driven behind it. You just gotta like read the graphs and the charts and just like make sense of it. But like that just how my brain works. I was fine always when I went to class.
But you enjoy it.
I like thoroughly enjoy doing math. So like when I was working for that other business dude, and I was just running the numbers in his company, like factoring marginal cost and stuff, I was just having the time of my life, just like using my calculator.
Isn't that funny though? If you think about it, like you were struggling through college, and then you were like, what's the easiest way? What's the quickest way? And they were like, and you're like, how about something I really enjoy doing? And
no, yeah, it just kind of like, I don't necessarily like doing, but it was a big part of it. So I was like, yeah, this is perfect.
But it's easier because it's not pulling teeth. Like you kind of enjoy it.
No, yeah. It was cool too, because they shouldn't even gave me a degree because I like didn't show up to. I'm not that I graduated with like honors. Like I had good grades the whole time, but like I hardly went to class because I just was like, it's just math, bro.
Honestly,
I was like, it's just math.
When I think of like my college years, I think of community college way more because I remember going a lot.
Yeah.
But once I went to Cal State Long Beach, I walk through that campus now, and I have in the past year. I don't remember where a single class was. I don't remember going, because I'm a crammer. So I did kind of the same thing, but I did political science. They're like, well, basically you just, it's argumentative, and you have to do public speaking.
So and you have to, and I was like, I got that. Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
No, so I was just like, dude, read some graphs, do some, like, you have to do a little bit of calc, but it's like, it's a business calc. So you just got to find a derivative. And I'm like, cake, bro. Yeah. So I was just, it was the easiest switch. So I was just, it was godsend for sure. Yeah.
So I think like what Rampage is saying, I agree with so many of the criticisms of public education, but when you're a parent and stuff, you have those criticisms, and you have a choice. You like either just like criticize, or you try to change it. So you get involved. So these are all things that like I've always felt that like I'm always looking for ways to like push that and like get more like career exposure to like kids, or like doing the more home economic stuff, because a lot of that stuff is just escaped.
You know what I think a big problem with school is too is you touched on it a little bit earlier, just because everybody is so different. And so it's like when you have a class full of 30 people, how do you make sure that every kid gets the type of teaching they need, which coincidentally is probably going to be AI too. So every kid is basically probably going to have their own individual teacher and then like one moderator walking around just making sure that everyone's doing their stuff right.
Some of the AI tools now, like the AI tutors,
for sure,
like they're,
because I was homeschooled 6th grade through 10th grade. I like went back to school the very end of my 10th grade year. No, I was 6. I couldn't go to school. And then once I got the bill of health to be okay, they let me go back to school. But so
You were sick?
Yeah, I was sick.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I had it's a whole other podcast, probably.
Yeah.
A bunch
so how long were you out of school for?
6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, and then I went most of my 10th grade year. I missed, and I went at the very tail end of my 10th grade year. Yeah, so it was went through that, and I wasn't like homeschooled. I was on like sick leave homeschooled. So basically
like home study.
Yeah, home study. So I'm at home, and a teacher would come and he'd just bring me a stack of work and be like, this is what everyone's doing at school.
Right.
But I did that for all those years. And that's so crazy. I taught myself every single lesson from 6th grade through 10th grade. Right. And even sick and not being in a good bill of health, I was experiencing a very, very, very short school day, because I was just like, that's all I needed to learn. Like, that's it. Cool. And I would like throw my book to the side and focus on being like sick and dead and stuff. Right.
Yeah.
Had other problems. Right. So then when I went back to school and I found myself sitting in a classroom for like 7 hours or whatever it is, I was going like nuts, because I was just like, dude, why am I here this long? And I mean, luckily, even though I don't use my brain too often, I have one that is able to just like conceptualize things and just understand things and move on pretty quickly. So like it doesn't take me long to learn stuff. So being in those class, like when I was in class, I was just like, man, this sucks. Like I should be out of here right now. And I know there's other kids that take a little bit more time to learn, and it's like, I would have been fine if the teacher just was like, here's your packet, go in the corner, and then leave the rest of the day. And then I'd come back and take the test. Because, I mean, a teacher would come and proctor my tests at home when I needed a test, because I couldn't cheat or anything, right? So, I mean, just that. Tell me when the test is, I'll show up, I'll take the test, and then I just have, like, free range, I think that if a kid is able to do that stuff, it'd free up a bunch of time for them to do things that they actually want to do, versus just being there and making them, some kids get held back and they're not able to grow as quickly as they could, because they're, they have to all kind of go together. And then the other ones are just kind of getting dragged along on the other side of the pendulum swing.
Well, I call that like teaching to the back of the classroom, right? So like the kids that are, able to grasp it and move on to the next thing, you are kind of waiting for the kids in the back of the classroom
catch up.
And that's one thing, because you can see there's at least a rationale for wanting everybody to come forward. But that kind of goes to like the problem in education is like trying to pound things in that just aren't resonating with students, even though it's just because it's part of the curriculum, you're going to pound it in, when you could have moved on to something that could have taught them the same concepts and the same thing they needed to know, but in a different way. Yeah. Like, okay, let's try to do it this way.
Yeah.
And then, because maybe like the way that lesson plan or whatever just isn't going.
Just doesn't click. Yeah.
And then also like all of the minutes that you waste of the other students' time that could be moving on to something else, sometimes it goes to, it turns into almost babysitting. You're just like, we got to keep them here for this long, and then you have all this dead space.
It seems
where
to be
there's no education happening.
It's schooling. I mean, it is a place for kids to learn, but it's also a place for your kids to be while you're at work. Where it's just like, that's just kind of what it is. Like, I mean, like I learned stuff when I was in school, like for sure. Yeah. But
and it can be positive. There's a lot of things outside of the classroom that if you are in a safe environment where there's like adults around that are like going to be a positive influence, it's good to socialize kids in that way. But dude, there's so many things that need to be better in just education in general, and that's K through 12 and college, man.
No, yeah, but it's like, how is the question? That's the hard part, because like, how do you split up these kids and allow basically? I mean, that's what I was saying. I think in my head, it's like AI. You just give every kid their own teacher, and you let them run through the courses at their own pace, and then if they get done with all the courses they need, then you just continue to let them keep going. Like you don't hinder the ones that are a little bit behind, they're going at their pace. You just make sure they hit those little benchmarks and they're moving at the right pace, but they got that like individual one-on-one attention essentially, even though it's artificial.
But see, that the real balance going forward is like with that added support of like AI support is like that a lot of the challenge in public education is the mental wellness of the students and how they learn to deal with the socialization, like friends, having like positive mentors. All those things have to like be a part of that, because otherwise everyone's just at home school doing their AI tutor. And that's one, I mean, it can be an experiment.
It's interesting. I find that a big reason I am the person I am is because I missed out on those 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th grade. Like, I don't care what people think about me whatsoever, because I wasn't in a place to be judged the majority. Like, by the time I went to like school again, I was kind of like, I'm not cemented in who I was, but
you weren't attached.
I didn't care about cliques. I didn't care about any of that, because I wasn't like growing up in it. Like I went from being a 5th grader to being basically a junior. It was a weird thing in itself, but like when I went back to school, I saw the cliques and I was just like, dude, nobody looks like the way they used to. This is weird. It was kind of like I was in a little time machine or something, right? Because everyone changes in those years.
But you also had a different perspective, right? A deeper perspective, because you were dealing with your own health. Where
for sure,
the things that like other kids that don't have to deal with that, because I deal with that with my daughter all the time. Like she has her own things going on.
Yeah.
So some her grades sometimes are not my biggest priority. Survival is a little bit more on top of that. So like your perspective is way different than these other kids, right?
I mean so everyone go through a giant health crisis and you'll be
right. Yeah, there you go.
mean, but that actually, I mean, that's a part of it too. It taught me to like where I should put more importance on certain things in life. And I mean, that's a big reason why I just didn't care what people thought about me too, because I was just like, whatever, like all this social cliquey stuff, like it doesn't matter.
Right.
Realistically, this is all dumb.
And it really doesn't matter at all. But I remember like at that age, like I thought it mattered, but that was a symptom of having a pretty privileged life. Like I was in a position where that could matter, because I didn't have I wasn't going through something like you were going through or what my daughter's gone through. It's like that was a big deal, and that's how a lot of
people like
go.
That's their life.
Yeah,
and
like,
you peak in high school. It's like that's like
I totally peaked in high school, bro.
Not just height, bro. We're talking about other things that matter.
Gotcha.
No, but like you're right. It's
But also one more thing on that, like it's also not every child who like is removed from like public education is in a home that can nurture like that type of learning, right?
For sure.
A lot of single family households, a lot of dual employed households where childcare is an issue. There's some abuse at the house, or there's
I mean, I would say still send them to school and like let them be at school, but just give them all their own computer or laptop or little iPad with
like
a teacher
farm
on it. I mean, essentially, but like you have your spot and you have a desk still, except your desk, you're moving at your pace, and that's just what it is.
There are actually pilot schools doing that.
See, I think that
like there's 100% like that is happening right now. And if you think about it, like, and I've gone through some of even just like our local classrooms, like that's kind of how it looks. they are all in there. Everybody gets a laptop. They have it out.
You just mix that with like the socialization still, because that's still important. Sprinkling some group projects and stuff on top of whatever you're doing.
Some team sports.
Yeah, whatever you're doing on like learn on your own and do whatever you're doing, and then just put some kids in a group and be like, hey, this is the group project. We're gonna build this. He has this amount of skills. He has that amount of skills. He has that skills. Come together and make this project happen, and just teach them like that. Because I mean, that's what real life is. It's a bunch of individuals coming together to make stuff move. You
should run for school board, bro.
Maybe next year.
No, dude.
Actually, I got some time right now.
I mean,
when's the next election?
No, next November.
No, I'll probably be back. I'll probably
be back by then. Yeah. So how long are you out?
It is. I believe I gotta wear this thing for 6 weeks, maybe 8 weeks. I just hope it's before my baby's birthday. She turns 1 on November 29th. Nice. Had her on Black Friday, half off.
Nice.
I almost went for 2 that day, but I was like, it's my first one. I'm gonna chill. So I'm
glad you made that joke now and not when Rampage was on, because I feel like you would have tore it up.
I'm hoping that I have this thing off by then at least. It drives me because I tried picking her up and she just like she's squirmy right now, and I'm like trying not to drop her and trying not to hurt me key. Too. So I'm like in big time. Key, don't drop your kids.
Yeah.
But
it's in the book.
So I'm trying not to like pick her, and then even like when she's in her crib, I can't really pick when she's crying at night. I can't pick her up. I'm like, babe, you got this one.
You're good. You're good.
So it's real.
Block it off.
And she's just like staring at me. She's like, hey, like hold me, and I'm just like, I love you. I'm just patting on her head. Like she's probably be so confused right now. Like, how come this dude's not picking me up? Dude? This guy sucks. But so hopefully I get my sling off at least by her birthday, because that should be around the same time, and then that'll be like 2 months ish, and then it'll probably be another 2 months before I can actually have a fight, like a 6-month whole thing before I can get back in the cage.
Okay, so like maybe late
mid next year I'll be fighting again.
Nice, man.
Yeah, everything happens for a reason, and
yeah,
it just like it's one of those things, because I had some momentum going, and I was like, oh, dude, beat that guy who had a lot of momentum behind him, and they were stoked about me, and I was like, I think it's my time. And then God was like, no, not yet. You go ahead and sit down and go over there and do some other cool stuff with AI. Go write some books. I was like, all right.
Well, I was having a conversation the other day about I don't know why it popped into my head, but I was driving and I was thinking about thank God for the deferred blessings. So sometimes the things that you are praying for, the fact that you don't get them, you have to thank God for those too, because you don't know what you avoided by getting that, and then where the opportunity is.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people will say and be like, God's never given me he's never answering my prayers, and that's not what it is. He answers everybody's prayers. Sometimes the answer to your prayer is just no. And that's just what it is. And it's not no because he doesn't like you, he doesn't love you. It's no because that's not meant for you. It's not what he's got planned for you. It's not what you need right now. You're always going to get what you need. There's never going to be a day where he doesn't give you everything you need in order to get to tomorrow, until it's time for you not to go to tomorrow. So he's going to provide for you every single day, the exact amount that you need, until it's time to go home. If you really think about it. That's that, like, when you're praying, you're like, give me my daily bread. That's what it is. Give me enough to get to tomorrow. And he will. Again, every single time he'll give you enough to get to tomorrow, until it's time to go meet him.
Until he doesn't.
Yeah. And it's true. Facts. He's done it to everybody ever since the existence of people.
It's hard to argue against that, because it's literally what happens.
Gifted ministry.
I have a buddy who he just started something similar. He's a wrestler. He trained with Tracy for a long time too. But he started a wrestling group in his church, and now he has like the group of, because he kind of along the same lines, like he thinks like the discipline and sacrifice it takes to wrestling, and so he's combining that kind of like a young men's like a ministry youth group.
Hot take. For some reason, a lot of like Christians have this problem where, the whole cast a stone thing and sins, right? So, they'll start like, according to God, like sin is sin, right? When one sin is too many and you're imperfect and you don't, that's why you need Jesus to be saved and all that, right? But so like one sin that is highly overlooked is like the sin of not like maintaining your body and like being in shape. Because like being like overweight and gluttonous, that's a sin, you know.
Yeah.
But it's just nobody seems to care about that one.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, you know, I'm not saying you got to have a 6-pack or nothing, but you should, at the very least, like if you are out of shape,
a 4-pack.
Yeah, nah. If you are out of shape, because I mean, getting out of shape happens, and nobody's perfect, right? I'm getting out of shape right now. I'm eating like mad amounts of snacks and not being able to move, right? But I mean, and there's a time for everything. That's in the Bible too. But you should actively be working to be a better you, like at all times, and trying to be healthy. You shouldn't just be like feeding your addictions, like being just stuck with chains. That God doesn't want you to be that. He wants you to be free. You know, it's a real weird thing and concept to think of if you're not Christian, because you're like, how am I going to be free when I have to submit to this guy? But the most freeing thing you can do is just leave it all up to him.
Right.
So I mean, but yeah, like I think that's really cool, because teaching it being a youth ministry, I think like a fitness ministry should be a thing, and it's like not a thing at all. You should be coming together and just be like preaching the gospel, but like according to good health too, because that's something that just gets thrown out the window in all churches.
Right. I mean, because there's a lot of way to take like the sinning of like a respecting your body as a temple, because you could say somebody who smokes, they could have a 6-pack and they could be like, I work out all the time, but they're poisoning their. So
I mean, it'd be more than just being like, we want everyone to be like in shape, you know. No, it'd be like that too. You shouldn't be doing things that are poisoning your body at all, and that's what the like fitness health ministry would be about. You just making people be healthy and choosing better.
But isn't that the hard part with religion in general? It can the level of there's a certain level of judgment that comes with it, and you go like, man, I'm not gonna do perfect, right? And there's like this, you know, we're all sinners, and we're all incredibly flawed, but there is this element when there is this like standard that you don't feel like I can never do it 100%. I can never, you know, give up everything. Like I'm not going to give up sweets, but I'll do all these other things. There's this level of weight and guilt that come with that for a lot of people. That like pull them away.
I mean, like you don't have to give up sweets and you could be healthy, bro. You know, like you don't, like I said, you don't have to have a 6-pack. You don't need to be ripped. You don't need to be a certain percentage of body fat. You just need to be healthy. You should, but is
eating sweets healthy though?
So, not in mass amounts if you're not working out as much.
So moderation.
Oh, but it's moderation.
Because you could work
balance.
Out.
Because
out of moderation, be unhealthy.
Exactly. So I mean, there's got to be this level of because I mean, at the end of the day, it's like calories in and out too, you know. So in and out delicious. Right. But if you're working out this much and you also need to eat that much, so of course the person who's eating a whole bunch can eat more cookies than the person who's not, because he's maintaining a lifestyle that can afford that, and you'd be teaching that to the people who are in there.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I mean, you shouldn't get shamed for eating a bunch of snacks. You should get, you shouldn't be shamed at all for doing things that are like, you know, like just like, oh, you're just being fat. You know, that's not what you're trying to, it's not the negative. You're not trying to make people feel bad for being fat. You're just trying to get them to be healthy.
Right.
You know, I think I don't know how much time we got, but I was talking to my friend the other day, and I was saying that a big thing that people, the Christians, the old church, they messed up so bad by leaning so heavy into the fire and brimstone, because you got to think
like First Testament stuff,
right? I mean, just saying that people are going to get thrown in hell. Like, you need to go to church because you're going to be damned forever and you're going to burn in hell.
That's why a lot of people who are raised Catholic are not.
So like, you cannot lean with that. Like, you can't start with
go with
that.
More the merciful God.
And because, especially with adults, like I can tell my child, like, hey, if you don't listen, you're going to be in trouble. You're going to go to hell. And she's going to be like freaked out. Well, I mean, she's one, but you know, like let's say 2 years, 3 years when she can kind of, but you know, but because it has to do with authority. So a kid gives authority to most things that are bigger than them. It just kind of happens when if you look at anything bigger than you as an authority figure. So if you tell them that there's this creator that created everything and he's the most authority over everything, the absolute authority, and you're like, he's the one who's going to punish you, they're like, oh, I better, listen. But if you tell an adult, and with an adult brain, this person's going to punish you for not doing something, and they don't give that person authority, all it does is piss them off and alienate them. It pushes them away. So they attacked the big group of people, trying to get them in church to believe in Jesus, with something that just kind of pushed them all away, because like fear mongering like that, it doesn't really work if they're not giving authority to that person.
But isn't that so? The not wanting to give authority to that because you feel like you're an adult, that's like coming from a place of ego, which is against what being in surrender is all about.
For sure,
and not living through
the way that you get them to turn to Christ is not by saying they're going to be punished and burned in hell.
It's not a good selling point.
No, that's what I'm saying. You don't, because that like I said, it's going to push it. It's going to push everyone away. No person who's an atheist or doesn't believe in doesn't believe in that God is not going to all of a sudden believe that he's going to be burning in hell, because they don't give that thing authority. But if you kind of preach love and introduce this being as someone who created everything and loves them, and introduces this person into their life that they can truly kind of build a relationship and understanding with and get to know, now it's like you're listening to someone because like you actually give them authority, because you know them and you see who they are, and then you actually you start to love the person, and then you listen, not because you give them authority, not because you're like terrified by them, but because you have a relationship with them and you love them. Like my dad right now, if he tells me to go do something, I don't say no because I don't say yes because I'm scared of him or because I think he's gonna spank me. I say yes because I love him and I have we have a relationship. I respect him. I'm thankful for everything he's done for me. Yeah. So like that's what they should have led with. Because it's like it's like you're an adult, right? If I walked up to you and I was like, hey, if you don't do that, I'm going to give you a spanking. You're going to look at me like,
oh, you UFC
nah. No, like if a grown...
Depends on what it is, but I'll probably say, yeah.
If a grown man was like, hey, if you don't do that, I'm going to spank... A grown man. If he tells you, I'm going to do something, if you don't do something, I'm going to spank you for it. You're going to be looking at him like you're like, where? Like right here?
I know, like, it's a weird...
But, you're going to look at him like sideways and be like, no, I'm not going to... like you're tripping, right. Like what gives you the right to do that to me? Like you're going to be standoffish and push them away.
Right.
But like, if it's someone that you love and they're asking you like, hey, you shouldn't be doing this. Like we should be doing this over here instead. Like, trust me, do this. It's better for you. And you like love and respect them, have them this level of authority because of that relationship. You're more likely to do it.
Yeah. Makes sense.
The go to church on Sunday thing is like, that's like the bare minimum, like you should, not like, and by bare minimum I mean like just spending one day,
right? That doesn't make you a Christian.
Yeah, like so you open, you didn't even, and most churches are like what's the word I'm looking for? They're motivational speakers. Besides, like they don't actually even teach you the word. You're going in there and they just kind of motivate you and they tell you like things aren't over, things are gonna turn around. But and I mean that's cool, it makes you feel good. But you should be like learning. You should be seeking the word, knowledge of the word, and growing that relationship with Jesus. And like Jesus says it himself, Jesus is the word, right? So the best way to know him is to read it. He's like that's me right there. So just read about me. I told my wife, because I got this injury, I was like, you know what I want to do? She said, what? I'm like, I think I'm going to drop like at least one video a day, and I'm just going to stand in front of the camera and I'm going to read a chapter. And it might take me a while because, if I'm going one chapter a day, it's probably going to take me like 3 years. But it's a lot of books, right? A lot of chapters.
Can't do the math on that.
Oh, where's that spelling calculator? No.
How many chapters?
It's like 1,000. Is it 1,600 and something? 1,160. I don't know. There's a whole bunch, right? But yeah, I think it's around 3 years if you're doing 3 chapters ish a day. So I mean, if you're doing 1 chapter a day, But yeah, I think I want to do that so that by the time I'm finished, I will have like just because the amount of just garbage on people's phones, right? Like if one person sees just the word because it's my feed, my content that I threw out there, it make me feel good. You know,
Right.
like at least that one person got to see it instead of a video of someone getting shot or something, you know, because
Right.
that's was rampant on the phones the other day anyways,
Mhm.
you know, like that's what we see. We just kind of witness as we're scrolling, doom scrolling, a bunch of things that we probably shouldn't even be
Bro,
seeing. Things
it's
that are
getting
like
so bad.
bad for our eye. Like it's not good for. We're like being what's the word?
Desensitized.
Yeah, desensitized. Yeah, desensitized. Yeah, I can't even say it.
Are you
Desensitized.
speaking in tongues?
Yeah,
What's
dude,
happening?
it's
What is-
happening.
what
It's
is happening right now?
You know, like yeah. So like it doesn't even like have the same effect.
No,
as
dude,
you
I
anymore.
noticed that just like maybe 2 days ago. I'm like, oh man, that, and I watched it, right? Like there was like something bad. And I'm like, oh man, that's crazy. Okay.
You just keep
Then
on
scroll,
going.
dude.
Yeah.
It's like the next one. I'm like, holy
Yeah,
crap! Like,
it's Tuesday.
dude, we're being so desensitized.
So like you know that's why I'm like I'm gonna flip the script a little bit. I'm just gonna just that's gonna be my goal is at least one chapter a day. If I can hit 2 or 3, then sick. But I mean, and I was thinking like it'd be because like I was telling you, I was like I usually just kind of jam through the Bible, and if that's how I experience the Bible, my next time through is me just kind of marinating on that one chapter a day.
Mhm.
I mean, if I study extra, I study extra, but
Yeah.
just going through and taking my time with it, reading it, and as I'm reading it, I'm literally just gonna I might be down, I might look up at the camera a little bit, but just like me just reading it, and I think
Yeah.
it'd be so cool to just have like technically like on my platform, I literally went
Did
through
the
the
whole-
whole Bible.
That's
like,
cool.
Yeah, so that's my goal.
I think it's a good goal. I think like what you're saying about like sharing, and how even if it affects one person, it's the same reason why I do like podcasts. Same way I do like when I share my daughter's story.
Yeah.
Like when I get that message from somebody who goes like, "Man, you shared your story about your daughter," and like I cried because I'm going through this
Yeah.
in my life. It's like, dude, that's what it's about.
You know,
man.
there's always like it seems like too because I'll post some stuff and I'm like, man, you know, I really I get a bunch of unfollows the more I post about Jesus. People just I'll have a fight and I'll get a bunch of followers. And then after they'll just be dipping
Yeah.
because they're
I
like, oh, this
stopped
guy
look-
doesn't even post about fighting. He's just posting about Jesus. And if it's not Jesus, it's like me eating some like a steak. And if it's not me eating a steak, it's me with like my actually we'll switch that. It's me with my child and then me eating a
Mhm.
steak. But you know, like that's all I'm posting about because I mean I'm only fighting like if it's the most 2 or 3 times a year, right? So
Yeah.
the majority of my anything I'm pumping out is going to be
Well, they
Jesus.
expect you just to be
family,
training
yeah.
all the time.
I mean, and I am, but I'm not
but
going to
there's
be
plenty
sitting
of
around
but there's
posting
plenty of
that.
fighters who can post that stuff.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah. So I mean, and that's why they leave me and go follow them instead,
Yeah.
probably. But like, there's always though, like I'll post and I don't get a ton of views on them, but there's always like someone who will message me on the side and be like, "Hey, man, this hit home so hard. I'm going through this right now. Thank you so much for posting." And I'm like, that's the person it was for.
right.
And I mean, and who knows how many people outside who just didn't message me, but I'm like, you know, as long as it's that one person, and I say that
Yep.
prayer before I post, and I say, I'm like, God, you know, before I post, I say, speak through me, you know, allow everything that I'm supposed to be doing right now, but just may it be your words and not my words. And as I post it, I just pray that your will is done and it reaches the people that it's supposed to reach. And
Yeah.
I just freeing, bro. Like I
Right.
said, the freest you'll ever be is just
Jesus take the wheel.
let them take the wheel, man.
Yeah. Well, I think authenticity is the currency. Like it's the value of just being authentic, not posting the things that you think they want you to post or what you think they want to see. Dude, that's priceless, dude.
So
All the unfollows, doesn't matter.
it's
It actually helps you because it helps you reach the people that want to see it more, because the more people you have, if they don't want to see it, they're not taking anything from it, or they're just swiping through it.
Yeah.
The less people you have like that, it robs the other people less.
I think that it's so funny because like in that culture, like we were talking about earlier with the kicks and the lives and stuff like that, it's people not being themselves because they're just being the person that their crowd wants them to be. So like, yeah, this authenticity thing is, but it's cool because I find that the most people that follow me, I would say like the vast majority of them, because I am just myself, are people who are just a fan of me. Like not necessarily the fighting thing. They think it's cool I fight, and they're like, yeah, you're a good fighter. I'm like, cool, appreciate it. But they just like me for being me, and it's that's cool because I never faked anything. I was always myself. Yeah.
Dude, I love it. I'm gonna ask you the same question I asked Rampage.
5.
What was the question?
I don't know.
Is this like one of those games? Like, I'm gonna give you the answer. Now you have to tell me the question. 5.
All right. Well, you want to ask it again, or do you want me to just go
I'll ask it again. What's one piece of advice you'd give to high school students in today's world?
Quit. Leave school. No, you know
Stop.
No.
I already got enough of that from Rampage.
It's going to be the opposite, because I wish I knew you could do it. You can actually, not even high school. I think you can do it as early as middle school, but start taking college classes while you're in middle school or high school, right?
So dual enrollment.
Yeah, do that, because do that over taking AP classes. I took AP classes, right? But you gotta, there's extra stress. You gotta go take the test, you know what I'm saying? Get above a 3 or whatever. And sometimes schools don't even accept it. And, they're hard tests, but you skip that altogether. You just go enroll in a community college, get those actual college credits that are going to transfer over. And when you graduate from high school, you'll be so ahead of the game that, like, if you're like, I really want to be about school and I really want to go to college and this is what I'm going to do, start taking those classes. Because when I was in like 5th grade, I was reading at a senior level. So like the comprehension, senior citizen. I couldn't read. I was in like those gifted classes, right? It's very funny that
is that where that came from?
No, Tracy just gave me the name, and it was just like he didn't even know. But so like if you're reading like that, when I was in 6th, 7th, 8th grade, I was reading at a college level, and I mean, granted, I was at home, but I totally had like the mental capacity to teach myself the college curriculum and like just take classes. I just didn't even know it was an option. And if I did, then I would have been out of college like way quicker, Yeah. But I mean, it all worked out for the good. I ended up being a fighter anyways, didn't even want to do it. But that.
No, that's good advice. Dual enrollment's growing too.
Take advantage of that big time. Because I mean, college is. Well, now you can go to community college for free or something, right? Yeah. So I mean that's cool, but the quicker you can just kind of get it done with, the better, man. You can just be out of there. Because I
think it's solid advice.
College is expensive.
So it's funny that question, like both you and Rampage, kind of like took the question as like specifically advice on like education, but I think like something that you've learned since the time you were in high school that you wish you would have known, that doesn't necessarily have to do with in the classroom, but like some like life
at the time.
Like, what would you have wanted to know that you would? Man, I wish if I just knew this back then, what I've learned today.
I learned it in high school, but it's something that a lot of people don't realize. Because of the whole going, like missing out and then coming back in. Life goes on like with or without you. And it's like time is so fleeting. It's the craziest thing. Like I literally was a 5th grader. And then I saw all of those same people that I hadn't seen forever. And like I lived every single one of my days of my life, like in my bedroom, sometimes going to the hospital. Like my mom would take me on emergency rooms. Like I'd have problems and she'd be like, all right, we're going to the hospital. Because it was just like in and out of that, right? And I lived in a bubble. And then when I left that bubble, when I left my cave and I went back to the real world again, like everyone else, like they were there too. And it was one of those moments where it's like, wow, like you aren't the center of the universe. Life goes on with or without you. And like that really stuck with me. It was a huge eye-opening experience. Just so like, if you can, it's a really hard thing to conceptualize if you like, because I had the luxury of just witnessing it from that perspective, but like it's something that's important because of the way that we live our lives, and like everything is just coming out of our eyes. We are like literally kind of the center of our own universe just because of the way that our brain is wired. But to understand that like you're not,
Speak for yourself.
It's a very important thing. Like, and it takes pressure off you too. You just like, there's other things that are a lot more important and stuff like that. And learn that, and then take advantage of the time that you have too. On the flip side, because days aren't. You don't know if you're gonna be around tomorrow. Tomorrow's never guaranteed at all. And if you're just wasting days, dude, they add up real quick, and eventually you like blink and then you're somewhere else. And either you're gonna be over here because you took the steps to be there, or you're just gonna kick it right here. The rest of the world's just gonna keep on moving along without you.
I love it.
Yeah. That was good?
That was really good. It was a little long-winded, not gonna lie to you, but it was good. It was all good.
I'm a talker.
Ever see the movie The Truman Show?
I've seen clips. I've never watched
it
in its
watch
entirety.
that, because it's kind of what that's about. When I saw that movie, I was kind of thinking that's kind of how I thought it was. Like looking back on, I kind of always thought like, all this is for me. Like,
but it is for you. It is for you. That's what I meant when I said you're not the center of the universe. I was talking to all of you guys. It's actually Brad.
So I thought, because the whole movie is like he is in a show, a reality show, but he's just living his life from like the studio bottom when he was a baby. And he's raised, and there's all these hidden cameras. And I was like, oh, that must be that's what's happening. Like everything is happening to me. Like there's cameras all around, just watching me.
Brad's the main character.
And I think I've just had an epiphany.
Yeah,
I think I'm actually creating that my own life.
I understand why he wanted the podcast.
Wow.
He
I'm having a moment right now.
Yeah,
I'm realizing
that's the reason for all of this.
Well, that's all the time we have today, folks. Dude, give me the good hand. Gabe, thanks, man. That was fun, right?
Oh, yeah.
We'll have to do it again, man. And then, everybody come out November 15th, Rampage Combat 2.
Yeah,
it's going to be a good time. We're going to commentate. You'll probably still be in the sling, probably.
That's what if it's a 4-week thing, I might be free. I might.
Yeah. Dude, I lasted 2 weeks in my neck brace, and they were like 2 months. It wasn't going to happen. So I'd be surprised if you're still in that sling.
I'd be like...
You're smarter than I am, though. You'll probably keep it. You have a lot more... I mean, I don't lose my job if I...
No, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Make sure you follow Gabe on Instagram at...
Gifted Gabe Green. I mean, that's like where I have everything connected to. If you want to follow, and I've like so many other extensions and things that are linked to like kind of like my hub page. But
you got a link tree?
I should get one. I have a website, but I don't have a link tree.
You should get a link tree. You could link to the website too. It's actually pretty cool.
I should.
Let's start playing with that. All right, everybody. Thank you for watching Brick by Brick. We'll see you in the next one.